I don't really know how many times I have tried to film the intro to this vlog, but I cannot seem to get it right. So, hi, hello. I'm glad you're here. Oh, my lands. It is a Saturday here, and we just got back from the movies. Our entire family, including my mom and dad, my Aunt Jan, she came in from Lafayette, Addison and Rainey, and then our entire crew, even Isabel and Mika, we all just got back from the movies. We went to see the movie The Blind, which is about Phil Robertson. He's part of the Robertson family, Duck Dynasty, the Duck Calls. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But their entire family lives in our hometown. We've known them for years and years. We went to school with many of the family members, and they are an amazing family. But the movie The Blind is about Phil Robertson's life and how he came to know Christ, and it's a really great, impactful movie. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I think it's only at the movie theaters for like a week or so. So if you don't make it to the theaters to see it, then, when it comes out on DVD or is released on all the TV apps, then I highly recommend that you go see it because it was really good. So anyway, so we just got home from that, had a really great time. It was really expensive, y'all. For the tickets for our entire family was $100. And then we purchased 6 drinks and 3 popcorns. And that was $66. I mean, so expensive, y'all. But it was worth it. And like I said, I can't remember the last time that we have been to a movie with just my family, let alone my mom and dad and my aunt, So it was well worth it. It was a good experience. It doesn't happen often by any means. So now it is about 2:30 and the whole family is coming over about 6 o'clock. We're going to fry catfish. We like to do that every once in a while, and so since my aunt was in town, I just decided to make a big hoopla about it. And so they're all coming over at about 6 o'clock. Hopefully it will cool off because it's about 90 degrees right now and it's still very hot here in Louisiana, even though it's almost October 1st. And also I set up all of my fall decorations yesterday. I normally like to set them up at the beginning of October, but I was really needing a change in the house. You know how you just kind of get to a point where you're tired of looking at the same decorations? My mantle, I felt, was looking sad, and I was ready to set up my fall decoration. So I did that yesterday, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. And then we're going to get to cooking and preparing the catfish, mac and cheese, and the other things that we have that we're eating tonight. And let me just go ahead and tell you right now that none of this is healthy tonight. This is all fried food. I'm making homemade mac and cheese with processed cheese and all the things, and I don't need any Judgy Judy's coming at me for not offering a vegetable of some sort. Okay, this is something that we love to eat, and like I said, I love getting our family together and making memories, and this is what we like to do. So fried catfish, french fries, mac and cheese, and desserts is what's on the menu tonight. We can eat healthy tomorrow, okay? Have you all decorated for fall yet? I love my simple decorations, and like I said earlier, I love the change and just having something new to look at. So once the heat simmers down here, because it's still very hot here in Louisiana, I'm going to spruce up my entryway with some more fall flowers, but for now I'm just trying to keep my summer flowers alive as long as possible. Anyway, so look, here's what's going to be happening in the rest of the vlog. Y'all are going to watch me cook and prepare for our family to come over to eat some catfish and hang out outside. It's going to be a fun night. And we are also going to chat about a challenging topic regarding adoption. You know, one of the most common fears or struggles that I hear from others is the lack of support from family members, whether that be with genuine concerns or just straight up illogical opinions pertaining a family choosing adoption. And I just feel like this can cause great distress for any family. It can be very hurtful. So I asked many of my fellow adoptive friends who have encountered this, and I wanted to hear what concerns, what struggles did they have from family members. And I heard two top concerns that was just kind of repeated over and over. So we're going to talk about those, and I'm going to give you my advice on how I would handle that and what your mindset needs to look like. A top concern that other family members would express would be that the adoption of another child, especially one with special needs, would most definitely take away from their biological children. That somehow experiences and attention would leave the biological children neglected of some sort. My response to this concern is yes, you are correct. There could be experiences that your family and your children may have to miss out on, but that doesn't mean that your kids are going to be neglected. They may not be able to participate in 2,900 extracurricular activities. You may have to skip a family vacation here and there because your attention, focus, and resources are needed to meet the needs of your newest family member. Yes, it will be a sacrifice for the entire family. But what people need to know is that as parents, our job is not to create a world that revolves around our biological kids. Because in doing that, we are creating selfish, self-centered children. And I know that that sounds harsh, but it's the God honest truth. They will grow up with the inability to serve others and to look outside of their little bubble of life to those in need and to reach out a helping hand. I truly cannot think of any other journey in life that would help create in your children a heart for the vulnerable, that it would help them to create compassion and empathy for others, maturity and growth. I mean, what better way for you as parents to be a godly example for your children, to live out the gospel in the four walls of your own home than choosing to bring an orphan into your home, just as Christ has accepted us into his family. So yeah, your children may have sacrifice, and some of that sacrifice is going to be painful, but I promise you there's so much joy and so much gain on the other side of that sacrifice. And it's totally okay for you as a parent to allow your kids to be uncomfortable, because when they are thrown out into the reality of the harsh world, they are definitely going to experience it. Another concern that's often heard was that the struggles in bringing in a medically challenged child could be too much for you to handle. Or maybe they phrase it in like, you already have enough on your plate. Why are you bringing in, more challenging kids into your family? And do you know that you're going to have to spend so much time and money on helping them get the proper medical attention or whatever? And while sometimes this comment may be expressed with some good intention, I just feel like it screams of what our sad mentality is in our culture today. And that mentality is one that is like, why would we dare subject ourselves to the hardships to help others? I feel like our society has become so weak, so selfish, and one that I choose not to be a part of. I mean, when did fighting for the value of human life, no matter what it looks like, become such a stigma? When did putting others before ourselves become such a foreign concept? As my wise friend Sarah Jo said, God does not call his children to a life of self-love and ease. Our purpose is to love God and to love others. I mean, what better way to love others than to care for the fatherless? And honestly, y'all, you can try to reason out all of the logistics to Uncle Sam and explain to him how you can absolutely support and care for a medically challenged child. But to someone who does not have the heart that you have, for someone who does not have the heart to serve others or to put others above themselves, they truly won't ever fully grasp it. And that's okay. It's not your job to change others. It's just your job to obey Christ in all that you do. You know, as I was reading all of the comments from my fellow adoptive friends and the struggles that they've had with support from family members, I honestly was appalled to hear some of the hurtful and asinine things that some of these families had to experience. And it truly was so sad to hear. And I'm sure now you're thinking is like, okay, but how do we work through those challenges? Because maybe you're in this position. And you want to walk out this journey that you know the Lord has clearly laid before you, but you're just like, how do I get past all the naysayers? And I'm just going to tell you, just like my friend Candy said, she said, you handle it by ignoring them. It sounds simple and maybe a smidge edgy, but it's the honest truth, y'all. Because at the end of the day, you need to weigh what matters most and what matters most for eternity. Do the feelings and idiotic opinions of Uncle Joe matter for eternity? I would hope you know that answer is a resounding no. Are the opinions of Aunt Sally impacting the kingdom? Are the thoughts of Cousin Jan in alignment with what Scripture says regarding to caring for the orphans and the widows in James 1:27? You see, my friend Sarah Jo again spoke some very wise words. She said the fear of the unknown, the fear of struggle, and the idol of comfort is what keeps many families from caring for the waiting orphans and even from obeying Christ and His Word. And you know what that means? Those orphans remain fatherless, y'all, and I'm not okay with that. Are you okay with that? So friends, listen to the wise counsel from people in your life and disregard the ignorant opinions of others. Because at the end of the day, you will answer to Christ and you will have to make an account for not only what you did do here on earth, but also what you didn't do.